Welcome back to MTG Kitchen. Today we're going to be hitting you with a little bit of a quicker recipe. It's a black forest smoothie, and with it, a standard deck black-green Constrictor. For the smoothie, we're going to need spinach, then almond milk, but you can use the dairy of your choice, black cherries, a banana, peanut butter, and chocolate protein powder. And that's about it. Now we'll throw it on the blender. Looking a little too thin for my liking, so I'm gonna add some frozen berries. Yeah. If you're finding that it's a little too thick, you can add some more almond milk. If you're finding it's a little too thin, you can add some ice or more frozen berries. And how's it taste? Delicious. Now we've finished our Black Forest smoothie, let's talk about the Black Forest deck. This deck heavily relies and heavily synergizes with counters, especially +1/+1 counters on your creatures. That's why we're starting off with 4 copies of Winding Constrictor. Winding Constrictor is a 2/3 for black-green. Anytime you put a counter on a creature or artifact you control, it gets an additional one of those counters. And anytime you would gain a counter, you get an extra one of those as well. That works for energy. Winding Constrictor is really the heart and soul of this deck. Everything else works with counters, so let's check them out. We've got our 2 creatures with Explore, 4 copies of Merfolk Branchwalker, and 3 copies of Jadelight Ranger. This guy's got Explore. What? And on the energy side of things, we've got 3 copies of Servitor the Conduit, which can accelerate us a little bit, and 4 copies of Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Real rock star in standard right now. We've got a few more tricks in the +1/+1 counter area. We got 2 copies of Rishkar, Pima Renegade. We got 4 copies of Walking Ballista. This thing's a haymaker if you get it out with a Winding Constrictor. And finally, 2 copies of Verdurous Gearhulk. If you get this thing down with a few creatures and a Winding Constrictor, oh my god. Because I love the Super Friends, I threw in 2 copies of Vraska Relic Seeker and 1 copy of Liliana's Death's Majesty. We've also got a few spells to help us finish out the game. We've got 2 copies of Blossoming Defense, 3 copies of Fatal Push, 2 copies of Vraska's Contempt to get rid of gods and planeswalkers. And last, being in 2 colors, we've got a pretty straightforward mana base, plus we can lean on Aether Hub with our energy. We've also got 4 copies of Blooming Marsh, 2 copies Hashep Oasis, 2 copies Ifnir Deadlands, 6 forests, and 6 swamps. Now, our sideboard. We're going to round out our playset of Blossoming Defense with 2 of those. Got 4 copies of Dress, always fabulous. A final copy of Fatal Push. 3 Dead-Eyed Trackers, deals with graveyard stuff like God Pharaoh's Gift and Scarab God. 2 copies of Naturalize, gets rid of any enchantments or artifacts you might need to. 2 copies of Lifecrafter's Bestiary, always useful against a control deck with counters, as you can still draw the card when you play your creature and pay an extra green. And 1 copy of Vraska's Contempt. So that's it for MTG Kitchen today. We've got a quick recipe for a Black Forest smoothie and a strong standard deck black-green Constrictor. Sweet. Oh, you are not very appealing.